Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some serious topics that I get asked the most about living here in Albania. So the first one on the list is safety. Is it safe in Albania? I feel it's safe. My wife feels it's safe. In our coffee shop that we opened here in Albania, we have lots of expats that come in here, lots of single women, and they all say the same thing, that they feel very safe here in Albania. Is there a point in time where they may not have felt safe? Some of them, there was a possibility of it. It was a dark alley late at night or something like that. Nothing ever happened. They just felt a little nervous while they were here. But as far as actual safety goes, everyone feels pretty safe. So I'm not just saying this just from my own experiences or my wife's. I'm telling you from a lot of the expats that come into the coffee shop here and tell us that they actually feel safe here in Albania. Now, that's personal safety. Let's talk about safety walking around and doing things. Well, let's just say safety isn't primarily the first concern for the country of Albania, meaning when you're walking around some of the cities, watch where you're going. There's lots of obstacles, lots of holes, lots of things that you could trip over. There's some dogs that are wild that may not be the friendliest of all. So when we're talking about safety, just walking around, just environmental, let's just call it, yeah, there's some things you do need to look for. Maybe there's some areas that you're going to walk on that if it's raining, it's very slippery. Maybe you're going up some steps and there's not a rail to hold on to. So those things can be a little disconcerting, so just know about that. Now the next thing is scams. Can you get scammed here in Albania? I get asked this all the time. The answer is yes, you can get scammed here, unfortunately. The Albanian people are awesome, but just like it is in every country, you've got your problem people. So you do have some that unfortunately will know right away because your Albanian is maybe 0, or you obviously have an accent and it isn't very good. They know you are a foreigner. So sometimes you could get tiny little scams, like they charge you too much for a service. So I know when I was setting up my coffee shop, I had a lot of contractors come in and they gave me quotes. I didn't know if they were good quotes or not. Yes, I got several quotes, but they were all fairly around the same amount. And it wasn't until later I told other Albanians that know that industry, said, man, you paid way too much. So yes, I overpaid for a lot of things that I had done with contractors and other services that I had making my coffee shop. And we have been scammed, my wife and I, while we get gas. Let me tell you this one, because this one happens a lot. You go to bring up, let's say, your rental car up to a gas station, and let's say you got 4,200 lek, Albanian lek, worth of gas, and you give them a 5,000, they will short you on your change, hoping you won't figure it out because you don't understand their money. And they make it sound so smooth. They just hand you back the wrong change. They're like, oh, thank you. You know, they try to speak your language to make everything all pleasant, hoping you're not going to say anything. They know if it's the wrong change, just stare at them and tell them, wave the money and go, shake your head no. I've done this many times. Unfortunately, it's happened to me many times. They know, they come right back and give me the rest of my change. So it does happen, unfortunately, kind of irritating. Now, I have heard of some people buying properties and they didn't, let's say, they didn't know to do the proper due diligence. They thought they were doing proper due diligence and they got caught buying a property that maybe the person selling it didn't rightly own it, didn't own the land that it was on, or something like that. These are things that are happening, unfortunately. It's not an epidemic or anything, they're one-offs. But I just want to let you know, since we are talking about scams, for the most part, you're perfectly fine. These things can happen. If you're going to do a big purchase here, which, hey, I'm telling you, if you want to purchase property here, I would say that would be a smart investment. Just make sure you've got a good attorney and you do your due diligence and you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, make sure everything is on the up and up. Next thing, we're going to talk about power outages. Power outages do happen. The good news is most of the time they are quick. Say the power goes out, usually for a few minutes, could be a few hours. Yes, there are some times where it has been a day or two, and sometimes the weather could be perfectly normal. Beautiful day. Of course, nothing's going to happen on this day, and you lose power. Where conversely, there's a huge storm and you're like, yeah, I know my power is going to go out any second, and it stays on. Sometimes there's just no rhyme or reason to it. Stuff like that does happen. Just a way of life over here, but it doesn't happen all the time. I wouldn't say it would be a reason for you not to want to come here. If you are doing some important work on a computer and you can't have a power disruption, just make sure you have backup batteries and things connected to your computer so it doesn't go out. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about is water. I get asked about this one a lot, simply because here at my coffee shop, I've had some videos on our coffee shop channel that we had no water. None whatsoever. It ruined our whole day because now we had no water. Funny thing is, at the time I made that video, we were the only ones around. Well, actually, our next door neighbor had the same problem, but people close by to us, other businesses, had water. In this particular instance, the building administrator turned off the water to this building and many others to do some sort of upgrade, never told us about it, and we were without water and couldn't do coffee that day, which is a real bummer. Other times we've been out of water, it's been citywide, or it's only been in a certain section of the city. One of the problems here in Albania, especially during the busy seasons in the summer, June, July, and August, is there's way too many travelers coming to the country here in Albania, and it just puts strain on the infrastructure. We start losing things like power and water. So it's things that can really happen here. Doesn't happen all the time, but I just want to be perfectly honest with you if you're considering either vacationing long term for here or you're planning on moving here. Some of these things can happen. It's not a game changer, at least it shouldn't be, but you can decide for yourself. So I hope this information was helpful. It was. Buy us a coffee, we sure would appreciate it. There's a link down in the description below. Yeah, I know I own a coffee shop. It's a way to give to the channel. I know, the irony, right? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. So since we're in Albania, we're gonna end this by saying thank you in Albanian, which is Faleminderit.